Hey YouTube, this is Ashley Ashlock. I'm checking in. I'm actually 1 week before my 2-year lock anniversary, and I feel that I'm at a point in my lock process where I can kind of tell newbies what to expect or what type of things that they should do to achieve the locks. But before I get started, I'll show you my hair. This is a braid out that I did. Mind you, this is probably my third time doing a braid out, and I didn't start my braid outs until I was over 20 months locked, like 19, well, over 18 months. So my locks were all the way mature before I did any type of braid out style. Just show you my locks though. At a good angle, because sometimes I do not be at an angle very well. Locks. Okay, so let me go. I kind of wrote some notes ahead of time, but I just want to let you know 10 things which I would suggest for those that are starting locks and to mentally prepare yourself for the lock process. The first one is to have patience. You're not going to start locks and wake up tomorrow and have locks. It's not going to happen. It's not possible unless you're doing the instant lock. But then again, you won't be going through this locking journey, which I'm referring to here. And so you need to have patience. And patience also helps you to stay in the locking process because your journey is for you, and you can't. Do I have that one? No. Kind of, yes. So the second one I would say is frizz. Frizz is inevitable beginning throughout the whole locking process. It does kind of reduce towards the end as far as down the shaft. I can show you some of my locks. As you can see, I have frizz, and probably always have frizz. I'll have frizz, and like every so often I'll find like a random stray hair somewhere in my locks. But as far as your new growth, you're going to always have frizz, new growth, because as your hair is growing, it's not locking instantly, so you will always have some new growth. So when you're twisting your hair, it's not locking it, it's more so training it so that for like so it can lock in the future, but it's not locking just because you're getting your hair retwisted. So you always have frizz. Will always have some level of frizz. Okay, and it goes throughout down the locks, and yeah, it's fine. Just as you mature in your lock game, the frizz is less. I know in the beginning you have a lot of frizz, but it's actually better because that means that your hair is going through the locking process. It needs to have frizz, and that frizz contracts, and therefore your hair is locking because it's like the stray hairs are just wrapping around each other. Tip number 3, I would say no idolizing. So if you're entering into a lock journey because you see someone on YouTube or Instagram or even in real life and you're like, I want that will be me, that's what I'm aiming for, then you will be very disappointed. There's no other way around it. You will be disappointed. So there are no two lock heads which are identical. Even within your locks, you will see that there are no two locks that are the same. Each lock has its own identity, and each locker person will have their own. Your hair has different textures throughout the head, and yeah, so, and even throughout your hair, your own locking process, some parts of your hair will lock faster than others because it's different textures, and that's fine. It's part of patience. Eventually, you'll all catch up. Next is embracing where you are. Whatever step you're in your lock journey, embrace it, because you can't get back to this step unless you cut your hair off or comb it and start all over. Even if you start all over, you may have different length or whatever, so you will never be able. And even a person who's starting their locks again, their second or third journey, it may not be identical to the first. So you need to embrace Embrace your where you are. The length will continue to change. The frizziness will start to contract. So just whatever stage you're at, embrace it, because you're only here at this moment and most likely will never be able to get at this point again. The next one I want to say for number 5 is wash your hair. I'm a strong believer in washing my hair. I wash my hair definitely once, sometimes 2 times a week, which is why twisting my hair, it's not really, doesn't really make sense, because I left, and like right now I'll be washing my hair in the morning, because it's like I feel like it's giving life to my locks. It's like waking it up, saying, hey, how's it going? Get things going. The water all down your neck and everything. It's just wash your hair. Okay, moisture. So even if you're not, even on those days where you do not wash your hair, it's essential to put moisture in your hair. So even if you have like a fresh retwist at the roots, I would suggest to add something on the ends, whether it's rose water or water with some vitamin E or any type of oil, liquid oil, some type of like water-based type of conditioner, just something to bring life to your hair, because your hair will be very dry and it's very hard, and well, not very hard, but it's like your hair will get dry. You don't want it to break. You don't want your hair to pop off one day. You're walking down the street and your hair just go boop and pop off. You don't want that. Another thing is to tie your hair up at night. So whether or not you have a bonnet, a lock sock, or just or a satin pillow, if you're not going to tie your hair, get a satin pillow, but you don't want to get lint in your hair. And also kind of makes your hair lay down in the morning or so if you have it wrapped up at night. Depending upon the length of your hair, you can do like a pineapple when your hair is all tied up, and then go ahead and just put your hair like that for the night. Number 8, starting off your lock journey. I know that many people on YouTube do this, but if you want thicker locks, I would suggest you don't cover your locks, and don't do many styles to your locks. I know you're like, wait, but I'm trying to do something with my hair, I want to feel a certain way. You just have to just go through it. Like, I wouldn't suggest wigs, because that's compressing your hair, and especially in the beginning stage, your hair needs to thicken up, and if you're compressing it, then you're preventing the fullness, that you're not letting it reach its full potential. And that's another thing with like people who get individuals or Marley twist over their locks. They're not allowing for their hair to expand to the point that it needs to be. I know that people may be feeling self-conscious about their appearance during the initial locking process, but you can look at my videos. I've documented my journey since week 1, and I've never covered my hair. Like, I just embrace the frizz. I know the frizz is inevitable. Yeah, I just use even with bobby pins, I would be very conscious on where I place bobby pins, because I would not want to have any indentions in my hair. And even like I said, as far as me doing this wave pattern with the this is probably my 3rd time ever, and it's not something that I really consistently would suggest to do either, because as I'm braiding, I'm doing my roots, and I know that even though I'm not twisting my hair, I know that my roots are needing to lock, and if I'm braiding it, I'm doing some type of manipulation, which is the next form. I'm sorry, one of the next one I have, which is low manipulation. And you don't want to get your hair is locked. Part of having your hair locked is so that it can just be free and let be. So if you're constantly styling it, dyeing it, doing all these things to your locks, then you're not allowing for your locks to reach its full locking potential, because the health of your locks is very important. So it's best that you kind of just let your locks be, wash them, add some oil, and go on about your day. Go on about your day. Go on about your day. The last thing, 10th thing I was to say if you are just beginning your lock journey, is to, especially if you or if you want thick locks or however you're doing, is to figure out a routine. So on a nightly basis, you tie your hair. On the morning basis, you spray your hair. However often you want to wash your hair. You want to get in a routine for the health of your locks. It's just like if you're not in the routine, you're kind of just going to be like, letting things slide, letting things go. And it messes up the health of your locks. So a routine is actually best. So if you may have to switch that routine as you proceed, as you go through the locking process, but you need to be conscious of what you're doing as far as your routines and patterns with your locks, just so that it also trains your hair. Locking your hair is sort of getting your hair, even if it's like washing your hair, is like me, I'm like, oh, it's itching, I need to wash it because my hair is trained like needs to be washed. So it's like your hair will figure you out. So if you're doing something to your hair on a regular basis, it will more so start to get used to that. So that's the 10 things I have for those that are just starting off in their lock journey. For those of you that are interested and are already in their lock journey, the beginning stages, just more things for you. Let me show you my hair again. Yeah, so I did these little slate braid, and I will be washing it tomorrow. So washing, it will be back straight, even though it's kind of already straight now. But yeah, this is Ashley Ashlock checking in, providing you with 10 things that will help you starting off your lock journey. Stay locked, stay locked. Peace.